Greetings comrades and welcome to the new video. Typically we don't eat a lot of fish here in Bulgaria. If you don't live at the seaside, basically you're not much into fish. But from time to time I like to cook some fish and to eat some fish, and I plan to show you some recipes in the future with it. And today's video will be for a variety of fish. The good thing of this recipe is that it's multi-purpose. Basically you can use any type of fish and it would work because it's very easy and every fish would taste nice if you cook it that way. For today's fish I had some gilthead bream. I'm not sure if this fish is known to you. It's more typical for the Mediterranean Sea and the seas near it.
С риба, коя видя през нощта кошмари ще сънувам.
We have Greece nearby, and I think the fish that I'm cooking today is imported from Greece. Typically it can arrive in a day or even less, so it's quite fresh, I should say, and it tastes nice. If you want to see if the fish is fresh, look at its eyes. If they are white, it should be okay. And of course the smell, if it smells like rotten fish, it's not very good. The Nordic countries would disagree with that though. Without further ado, let's see how this fish is prepared. It's a big fish actually. With that said, now let's go and see how this very easy fish recipe is prepared. Okay, let's start with our orata fish or gilthead bream, its other name. I got this from the local grocery. It was already cleaned with the scales removed and the fish was pretty fresh.
Много модерна ципурата стана сега. Ципури му пури, вземи си една скумрия изяш.
The good thing of this recipe is that it would work with any type of fish, especially with a similar size. We start with one lemon, which I will cut into slices. We'll use it basically to season our fish. Another thing we'll use is some rosemary, like fresh rosemary. Just a couple of sticks from it, I guess, would be enough. I start with the fish. I oil it with some very nice olive oil. If you want to feel the taste, should be like quality olive oil. I brush a little bit over the fish. I add some freshly ground pepper. I salt it very generously because essentially the taste would be from the top of the fish. It would have very low surface area inside it. I brushed everything again with the spices. Add on the other side. I added some lemons inside the fish so they can add their juices in and the lemon flavor inside the fish. I add some of the rosemary and again brush a little bit over the fish.
Розмарин, много модерен стана. Я нараси малко чубрица по-добре. То с розмарин рибата ти ще вони на чай.
And I'll finish with some lemon slices on top, which will bake very nicely and their juices will flow a little bit over the top of the fish. And this is basically the preparation for the fish. It's that easy. Yes, and in order for the fish to cook properly without burning, first we'll bake it for around 30 minutes with aluminum foil on 220 degrees Celsius. After that we'll remove the foil and roast the fish. We start with the side dish. I have some olive oil with some cauliflower and carrot mix, which I add on top just to saute a little bit and to cook it. We'll add some very nice spices and herbs. Some of the florets of the cauliflower were quite big, so I cut them so everything can cook evenly. I add some generous amount of salt, which would remove the excess water from the vegetables. I add some smoked paprika because it's great. I add freshly ground pepper, some rosemary just for the taste again, and I like to add some dill. I add dry dill here, and of course some garlic powder. You can go with fresh garlic, of course. I go with some butter inside. This was salted butter, so it added additional saltiness to the side dish of the vegetables, and basically mix them from time to time and cook them until they're quite soft. And here is how they should look like. I like to cook them until some of the pieces are charred and until the cauliflower is somewhere between cooked and not cooked. Basically it should have a little bit of crunch, and this is the perfect ground for me.
Вижте тези зеленчуци сега. Направи си една картофена салата.
I fix the seasoning a little bit with some salt, and the side dish, vegetables, is ready. I add it into a dish and I add some lemon on top of the vegetables for some additional freshness, and time to check the fish. I removed the foil and baked it for 15-20 minutes more, and this is how it should look like. It looks good to me, to be honest. I like how it looks, and it makes me hungry, so I guess it's fine. The only hard part is to transfer it into the plate because it may fall apart because it's very nicely cooked, and we're done. This is the very simple dish I prepared for dinner last week. It was like 30 minutes of work maybe, but it's totally worth it and it's very tasty. You can also grill or smoke the fish in that way. It would be again the same result or even better, but if I smoke something in my apartment, it would smell terrible. And Slav difficulty level is 1 out of 5. I mean, it's very easy thing to prepare. I wouldn't give it more than 1. And we're good to go. This was all from me for today, comrades. I hope you enjoyed this very fishy recipe. And I'll have you next time. Make sure to subscribe if you are not subscribed already.